Hi, this is Jaime Robledo. I am the writer of Fakespeare, and if you want to know more about my play and the Together L.A. festival, watch this video. I was born in New York. I was born in the Bronx, and there we were Puerto Rican, so my grandmother lived in Puerto Rico, and like West Side Story was super influential, and it kind of contained some truths about wanting to like kind of go for the American dream, and like my grandmother loved uh, the Kennedys. That was kind of the advancement of the immigrant story, even though Puerto Ricans aren't immigrants. But it was kind of the American dream that she aspired to. And so we were very kind of poor, working class. But my grandmother always loved theater. She always loved Broadway, and she would always take me to go to Radio City Music Hall. She took me to see all these shows when I was a kid. I mean, I remember going to see A Chorus Line probably when I was about 6, and I remember watching all those people move on the stage and watching this audience laugh. I didn't understand any of the jokes, but they all laughed. So I laughed. And then it ended in big, shiny dance number, and everyone was on their feet. And it was around that time that I said to myself, I wanted to do this somehow. I don't know what this was. Um, I didn't know how to get into this, but I basically spent my whole life kind of as a kid chasing whatever this was, not knowing the formal steps to doing theater, to doing entertainment, to writing, to directing, to any of that. Um, and so I just kind of, a lot of times as a little kid, I would just pretend in my room and make my own stories and move around my WWF dolls. And like, I would have whole elaborate storylines with all of them. And then, I wasn't like Steven Spielberg, who had like, I have my 16mm camera and I'm going to, I didn't have it like that. So I just kind of pretended a lot. And then it was only as I started school that I realized, oh, theater is a formal thing. I get to, it is a process. It is rehearsing and memorizing lines, and someone has to write those words, and then you have to move around the stage. That's in its most basic elements. And then jump a while, and I'm in high school and then college, and I realized that I can't do anything else. I can't do anything else. And so I still didn't know quite how to break in. So I wrote a lot of sketch, and um, I found myself at Sacred Fools Theater doing kind of late night stuff. And I got into directing. So I melded my writing with my directing, and it almost became one. I wrote for myself, directed for myself. But so that's how I learned. I learned by doing. I learned by uh, uh, writing week after week after week new stuff for audiences in this format called Serial Killers. It was a late night show, and we where 5 short plays enter, and the audience votes on the 3 they want to see continue their storylines. And so I learned how to get real good at being responsive to what an audience likes. And so I found that kind of joy as a kid where I'm watching an audience laugh and feel joy in this writing that I did for serial killers. And I just kind of got better at it and better at it and better at it. And then that kind of just formed what I do today. I write generally really, 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 really slow, and I have way too many ideas. I just have too many things, stories and subjects of interest. But what I do is, once I settle on a thing that I want to write, and I want to follow through with, I formalize the process. So if it's a historical play, like I wrote, those serial killer shows, the most successful ones I did, I turned into a full length play, and then it's become 3 plays. It's Watson, and it's about Sherlock Holmes's sidekick becoming the hero of a Sherlock Holmes story. And so I will do a whole bunch of research, and then I will get a college ruled notebook, and I'll start writing a whole bunch of notes and ideas. And then what has helped me is the book Screenplay. I never went to school for writing. I went to school for theater, and I got my BFA in acting. But I didn't like spend my whole time in college just writing. I had to kind of teach myself the process. So, I use that. Have you read that book? Yeah. So, and then, then I also got into Robert McKee's book, and then I also got into Save the Cat. So what that does is gives me just kind of a structure. I want to know that there is just that structure of to follow along. So if I want to break it and do something different with it, but at least I know where the beginning, middle, and end is. And what I'll do is I do Post-its, and I will put Post-its for each scene. I will put what the conflict is, what the characters are, how this, what scene in what act it is, and I'll use different colors for each act. I'll put where all the plot points are, and I'll just try to create the bones of it. I'll create the play without writing the play, and then I'll look at it for a while, collect them, and then just kind of go through. And if it bleeds into another thing, that's or if the structure changes a bit, then that's fine. I just wanted to get the bones in there, and then I take whatever crap I write, and then I step away, and then I'll do it again, but knowing what I've written and seeing what I have to throw. So I basically just kind of write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite, and then it becomes a play. This is different. Fakespeare was different. Fakespeare was me in pandemic brain. Fakespeare was me being not being motivated to do a damn thing for months. I learned, I got into bartending. I got into learning how to make drinks. That was my pandemic hobby. And then my publisher was like, hey, can you write something? We're looking for things. We're looking for short things that people can do online. And I threw away all of that boring ass technique I told you about. And I just wanted to be ridiculous and go back to my sketch roots. And at the same time, I was getting Sacred Fools asking, hey, do you have something? I'm like, well, two birds with one stone. And that's when I wrote Fakespeare. Fakespeare is, is in the style of a Zoom performance. So a lot of it is really good. A lot of it is really bad. And I don't know. I know it's a thing we have to do in the short term. And I don't know how good, I mean, how smart it is to like invest so much time in getting good in a process in a medium that we're going to kind of discard in a couple years. Like, I don't foresee myself being the king of Zoom theater or wanting to vie for that. I think it has its place. So I think for me, you know, I wanted to write about some of the glorious and ridiculous stuff um, of this Zoom medium we have now, and how it works and it doesn't work, and overlay this Shakespearean kind of thing on top of it. And so what I did was I wrote this show about this community theater doing Shakespeare, but they're not good at it. They're well-intentioned. Probably they didn't memorize anything, but they know that Lady Macbeth has a dagger. Shakespeare, Macbeth has a dagger, and Lady Macbeth has blood on her hands. Hamlet wants to kill himself. There's a chorus, and he lays the scene. So we have that. We know that about these people, but they don't know anything else. And there is this, so they go through these motions of doing real Shakespeare, but faking it. And then there is this one guy, Pete, who just doesn't, who is not really paying attention. He's part of the troupe. He kind of blows it off. And as all these worlds collide with these different characters, he kind of blows the performance. And when he's put on the spot to perform, this guy you think that is not, who isn't invested like these actors, these performers are, actually understands what the true meaning of this work is, what the language is, what Shakespeare is, and he nails it in a kind of a reversal. And he uses all the world's a stage. It's kind of cliche, but he's amazing at it. And then end scene. And so that's the arc of the show. And I don't mind spoiling it for you because it's pretty fun. I want the audience to have a fun time and to laugh at the kind of the self-seriousness of themselves as actors or performers, or the self-seriousness of of theater, but also, a bit of, take into consideration about the actually the importance of the work of Shakespeare and just what we do. It's, I put on that this play is stupid. And honestly, it's stupid. It's dumb. You're going to have a good time. But there's a little in there for you to kind of walk away with. I didn't want to, when all this started, when we went into lockdown, and when it's like, well, my livelihood is gone for a bit. One thing I didn't want to do was create stuff that lived in this COVID world. I didn't want things to be about COVID that I wrote. I didn't want to have an audience like, I didn't want to I didn't want audiences to have to remember why they're staring at a box on their screen with actors in their own little boxes. Um, I don't want to watch anything set in coronavirus times, but you can't really escape this format and why we're watching. You're not going to be transported. A lot of what I do is cinematic as a writer and a director. But you know, there's only so much you can do in this format. So I want people to like, I want people to just kind of understand, yeah, we're doing theater on Zoom, and it's stupid, it's dumb, it's necessary for the time, and just I want it to be enjoyable for them. I didn't want them to see four people having fun, being silly with a little seriousness underneath, but not really. You know, I want people to have fun, you know, because it's, you watch these things and it's so much, you can only watch so much. You can't watch a 2-hour show on this. You can't watch a 3-hour show. It flags, you know, because you're in a theater, you want to sit down, watch, you watch a play, have intermission, go to the bathroom, and you're home. You want to get your chips, you want to get a beer, you want to, pause, and you can't do that. So I like this little bite-sized bit of silliness. I am looking forward to just seeing, honestly, seeing some of my friends again doing the work that they love. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing names of theater companies that, because I'm an Ovation voter, and so I go around and watch other people's plays, and you vote for awards and stuff, but you're actually just, I love just going and sitting down and getting their vibe, and I miss that. I miss going around. I miss going to see stuff at Theater of Note. I miss going, Celebration. I miss kind of the energies that they bring, because everything's been so insular, and now this is all of us. This is all of us saying we're still here. We're, our companies are still viable. It's still around. LA Theaters is not going anywhere. And I'm looking forward to just kind of having a sense of community again. I think LA audiences don't know what they're missing. I think that they've forgotten a bit about all the talent and all of the work that they're used to, because they've been inundated with Tiger King and just basically Netflix kind of dumping all of their entertainment, but they should see that there is that LA theater is still alive and well, and this is easy, fun stuff. This is smart, energetic work that's happening. This is there's going to be a lot of really great work from new authors that nobody's ever heard of. These are young companies that are trying to make their mark. And these are people that are kind of gearing up to when we all can do this live again. They're going to be on the forefront of what LA comes to see in theaters next. As for my show, I want them to have 10 minutes of silly fun, 10 minutes of just laughing at the goofiness and dumbness, because sometimes you need that. And I think there's more to just art than what's on Netflix. I think that LA audiences are going to be in for a surprise when they see the kind of output that we're doing in this festival. I think Sacred Fools Theater is a place for risk taking in theater and art and storytelling. It's an incubator for a lot of the great performers that you're going to see in the next however many years. I think it's a great sandbox for a lot of great artists. And I think Sacred Fools Theater is I speak so much about Sacred Fools in a lot of different ways, but it's a home. It's a home to a lot of fantastic people and a lot of fantastic art. And it's created a lot of art that people in LA have wanted to have flocked to. Louis and Keeley Live at the Sahara was a huge thing for LA theater. I worked on a play called Stoneface, which was done at the Pasadena Playhouse, and it was it was a place that people flocked to when we did it at our old space, and I think that in the future, we're going to have so much pent up energy in our space because we have a whole bunch of different theaters in our complex that, I think it might just be another, like, a bit of a powder keg of art once we're able to get back inside. I wanted to give a shout out and to thank, like, everyone involved in this, first of all, in the whole festival, but especially with Fakespeare and Sacred Fools, and the artistic directors who decided to run with my goofy ass show, which is they're great. The actors are amazing in it. They're all powerhouses. They're all freaking fun as hell. Therese Olson, Guy Picot, Scott Leggett, Amir Levy. I think the Harim Sanchez is the director, and he's young, and he's got a lot of energy and a lot of ideas, and he's going to create something super fun and ridiculous as my words. And then David Mays, who is the producer of it. And this guy has to go, and he's got to, like, take a COVID test, and then he's got to go around and pick up equipment, and he's got to drive this equipment to everyone in the cast, so they have to pick it up. And he's got, there's a lot of legwork that he had to do in this new format that nobody understands quite yet how to work. And this festival works in an unusual way. They have their own process that we had to learn in order to produce this. So everyone getting on board, doing like Saturday 9 a.m. rehearsals, and kind of giving up a lot of time to this. I'm really stoked about the energy and the ingenuity of this company and everyone involved in the production. Hi, I am Jaime Robledo. I am with Sacred Fools. I wrote Fakespeare. And if you enjoyed this conversation and all of my ramblings about theater and the play, I encourage you to go to the Together L.A. Festival and watch some more awesome stuff.